Alright, hello. This is week 6 for the WooSawks Draft League. And this is the week that my team, the Sassy Sylveons, can maybe lock in my spot in Top Cut slash the playoffs. So we got a little bit of pressure there to perform. Um, and we're against the WooSawks over here. And Muhammad, he's got a scary team. Um, he's got this double pseudo legendary that kind of puts on a lot of offensive pressure. And then this Metagross is also like super bulky. So it is not only scary offensively, it's kind of hard for me to get rid of. And then the other big scary thing on his team is this Armarouge here. Fire is like generally pretty good against my team, right? I have 2 steel types, 2 grass types, and only a couple that just like resist it. And this is a mon he's been using a lot. It's also surprisingly bulky, and similar to Metagross, it can actually function pretty well in Trick Room if he decides to kind of like also go for that. Um, Going into this week, like these two in particular, the ones I felt I needed to have answers for, and I was like really worried about. And then was kind of what other monster I think are gonna go with it, right? Um, One mon that I felt like was guaranteed was this Hitmontop here. It's a fighting type that's super good against Tyranitar, that's been putting in a lot of work, and also Intimidate, right? Similar thing. Punishes my T-Tar a lot, and even my Rillaboom if he's worried about that. Um, it also gets Wide Guard if he's trying to stop any Rock Slide shenanigans. Though, like I said, Armarouge is so bulky that even with Choice Band Rock Slide, that's like a 6% chance to KO if he just puts max HP in, right? So it wasn't that I was worried about, more so like, this is coming, I am going to be intimidated on Tyranitar, right? I was really concerned he would bring this Blossom, because I have been going Trick Room, and notably this is slower than basically everything except for Gastrodon. Um, so he can, and it gets after you. So not only can he put me to sleep, he can move before me in my own Trick Room, which would be really unfortunate, especially if he's like letting this Metagross go crazy with that. So that was something I was really concerned about. He also has a lot of ways to kind of punish or stop Trick Room, right? He can taunt with Mimikyu, he can reverse it with the Mimikyu of the Armarouge. And so those stuff I had to consider. I kind of forget Spiritomb can do stuff with Trick Room, but I didn't think he necessarily would bring it. I figured it was going to be these two that show up, the Hitmontop, the Metagross, and then maybe some other stuff. Probably the Blossom. I thought he might go for like a Infiltrator Dragapult set to get around screens because I have been bringing Klefki a lot. It also gets Will-O-Wisp. This is more a mon I wanted to make sure I could answer rather than what I was super worried about. Um, but yeah. He has a lot of ways to add status, whether it's sleep or burn. So that was stuff I was worried about. And otherwise, it was just how do I deal with this Metagross and this Armarouge? Because it's really hard for me to deal with both. Like Bold, max HP, max defense Clefable behind Reflect, like still drops to heavy slam from Metagross, which is like kind of crazy. Like yes, it's super effective, but like yeah. Um, and it only takes this mon only takes like 50-60% for most of my super effective moves anyways. So in terms of what we actually did bring, here's our teams. This week I actually kind of didn't really have an alternate team for me. Like the only thing I was considering was do I want AV or Choice Band? And I was kind of thinking about his team. I'm like, honestly, not much of his stuff is that especially threatening to me. I resist the Armarouge's moves. And even if it goes Aura Sphere, T-Charge just lives that, even without AV. So I was like, okay, I can live the scariest he can do to me, and I know I'm getting intimidated, so this kind of the choice bin lets me kind of negate that intimidate, and if I don't get intimidated, then T-Tar really just kind of gets to go crazy. So that was kind of for me what I decided choice band. Basically nothing on his team really wants to be taking this choice band knockoff except for the Hitmontop. Which is partly the reason for Terra Blast flying. I also kind of thought he would go for some like Terra Grass just because it is kind of like the standard thing that orange players go for. Obviously this is draft, so it's not necessarily going to be the standard set. But I saw like pretty good reasoning for Terra Grass, even if it was for like Terra Grass Energy Ball to like chunk um, like a Terra Water. I mean, obviously like regular Energy Ball just drops Gastrodon, right? Um, but yeah, so I went with the Choice Band T-Tar, mostly for this knockoff, and then I have some coverage moves just in case. I mean, it's hard to run T-Tar without Rock Slide, but yeah. I did go for the screens. Like knowing Muhammad, he feels like the kind of guy who is gonna put Brick Break on at least one of his mons, and then also like Psychic Things is just like the best Psychic stab move for Metagross anyways, so it's kind of like no downside to it. And even though I knew he was gonna bring counterplay to it, in case I could get around that counterplay, I feel like this could put in a lot of work, and I also wanted that Misty Terrain because I was yet again scared of this Will-O-Wisp or like any sleep powders going on. Um, and then, we get Fergaraf, it's doing its thing. I actually ran Psychic this week. I went with some investment just so that if there was like a Terra Poison on something, I could actually do some serious damage. I like calced to Oko, like non-bulky Terra Poison Dragonite or something like that. Um, Gastrodon I really kind of only brought just as like kind of a backup. It has decent damage into most of his team, depending on how they Terra it and stuff. So it was really just kind of a mon to bring and sit there as like a just in case. It doesn't actually do very well into this Lapras because this Freeze Dry just like completely destroys Gastrodon, even though Lapras has like pretty low special attack. But like it was kind of like a, in a 1v1 against Metagross, Gastrodon should win type of thing. And then kind of what I wanted to be the 2 stars of this week is my little 1-point mon here, Lampent, finally showing up, and my Clefable. Fire and Ghost, basically super effective against this whole team. Or I take nothing from Hitmontop, right? Um, so it's something that was going to be really strong. I could tank these fire moves. With the Eviolite, it's actually like some pretty bulky mon. Like it's like 60, 60, 60 for like defenses. So it's kind of low HP, but like bumping those 60 defenses up to 90 and like putting some investment in there is like honestly like it can eat some pretty decent hits. And then this flamethrower shadow ball stuff. That this kills the Metagross. The shadow ball helps me with the Armor Rouge. And then Pain Split, kind of taking advantage of the fact that I have like a super low HP stat to get some recovery. I considered if I wanted like Will-O-Wisp or Trick Room, but I felt like getting some Stain Power would be good, and also is like a less good kind of Super Fang type of thing. And then I actually went like full offensive Clefable this week. I went like 252 Modest Life Orb. And that was because Life Orb Terra Ghost Shadow Ball is like a 60% chance to kill Metagross. And that was one of the things I was worried about. And also the Terra Ghost Follow Me just in general kind of helps protect the T-Tar from any of the steel or fighting moves and stuff like that pretty well. But mostly it was to get the Shadow Ball to kill the Metagross and the Armor Rouge. And then, Modest Life Orb Moonblast still gonna chunk a lot of these things, right? If not AV Hitmontop just drops to that, and is doing 50% to basically everything else. So that was kind of my plan. Muhammad kind of cooked this week a little bit. I like completely did not even consider this combination here with this Choice Band Earthquake and like Terra Flying, which is kind of cool. We both decided to kind of turn off the offense a bit this week. This thing is really scary. Kind of thankfully, because it wasn't like AV or anything, it was a little bit easier to remove in theory. But I mean, Metagross is still like so tanky and does so much damage. Like this thing is like a serious threat. Not surprised to see this Mimikyu with like Taunt and Wisp to kind of stop Trick Room and cut my damage. He went for this like Terra Fairy Assault Vest Armor Rouge set, which is kind of interesting. He's telling me how he just like kept putting all these coverage moves. So I figured why not just go for the AV, get the Terra Fairy Blast as just like another good neutral coverage move, which is kind of cool. This mountain is pretty bulky and hard to remove, so just kind of getting some good damage off with it. Like I see the vision. Murkrow. I did kind of foresee this haze, which is kind of why I didn't bring Corviknight this week. Just because I figured I'm not going to be able to set up. He's been bringing this haze a lot, even against teams that haven't been typically bringing setup, so I figured that this is definitely showing up against me. And I did foresee the sunny day to kind of like counteract any like sand shenanigans I have going on, and also just to boost this armor cannon, right? And he did go Lapras to kind of stop my Gastrodon from going crazy. The Weather Ball's like kind of a cool tech, depending on like what tears I go for. Like, I mean, it's Lapras and T-Tar, so it's probably still not doing that much, but it's like probably a 2-hit KO, like a Rock type Weather Ball into a Terraflying Tyranitar. Obviously Lapras has to live there, but you know, like I see it. And he did bring this Brick Break, right? And the Ice Spinner to covered for the Rillaboom. It's pretty smart, especially to like allow these like Terra Ground Earthquakes or something to really go crazy. But yeah, no, it's a really cool set. I do find this wide lens funny, just so that we're not missing our playlist and whiffs, because that's really tilting. But yeah, no, this team was super scary. Muhammad was, you know, a challenge to play against. And yeah, it was a good game. Make sure you also watch his video. He's more entertaining than I am and makes way better content. But yeah.
Alright. Let's see how this goes. Oh, the Lapras. I know, I realized I like kind of spoiled that with my thing, because I've got mons that don't show up, and I'm like, Lamp also hasn't shown up, but whatever. I did expect the Mimikyu. Can we always do this? And then no Pult. That's actually a little surprising. I do get freaking wrecked by a freeze dry, but let's try it. Every week is a different Mariah Carey album, or songs from a different Mariah Carey album. This week it's the album Music Box, which is kind of like what solidified her as like a pop icon. And this is the week that I solidify myself Top Cut. So yeah. Obviously. Oh, what's his 6-mon? Blossom, obviously, right? Metagross and H-Top. Interesting. I think I do this. Even though I hate the turn 1 Terra, but fuck it, we ball. I can change that, I think. That should fix it, I think. After all that work I did to try to fix it. And I turned the game audio off. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Who terrored? That's the terror I'm okay with. Because I actually don't know my... what that was for. Okay. Oh shit. So that's probably choice banded too then. And that's probably... yeah. I think we swap in lap. And... nah, Moonblast should pick up from here. Helping Hand Terra Shadow Ball has a chance to Oko AV. Was kind of the idea there. Okay, that's fine. I think I've already lost this game. I didn't really consider Earthquake. I think I should live this Earthquake. Because it's not banded anymore, and I know I lived the Stomping Tantrum okay. And this is basically Stomping Tantrum. I also think I needed to set up Trick Room. Okay. So this game's over. And I guess I should quit BGC. I don't know, man. This is pretty bad. That crit on the Gastrodon, I bet mattered, because I don't think I dropped to that second Earthquake. No, this one's slower. Let's do this. Smart for the Hypnoid, or the Pain Split he predicted. And game's over. Oh, guys, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at this game. I think I can kind of get away with a similar play though, or similar lead, because he doesn't know I'm Terraflying. Yeah, but I mean, I've lost the set. Like, it doesn't matter. Bro can get all the KOs he wants. I can't believe he crit me and I died to that and I didn't get at least kill to him on top. Okay, so he doesn't have... What's it called? He doesn't have the Blossom, so Trick Room should be kind of good. He definitely does have like Reverse Trick Room and Taunt, but I don't get the KO on my own Mon, I think is how it works. I think it just counts as like my Mon gets a death. Do I think he goes for a Wide Guard or a Reverse Trick Room? I think he goes for a Wide Guard because he can not get hit by his own Earthquake. Or he does that. This is Terra Fairy. Okay. That's really unfortunate. I guess it's probably still Wide Guard. I don't know. It's either Wide Guard or Reversing Trick Room. Interesting. Why would he run that? Like, what is that? I really can't figure out like what the purpose of that's for. Yeah, I'm Helping Hand Choice Band, dude. I guess I didn't need a Helping Hand. Because I'm not intimidated. Yeah. How do you think I get set up Trick Room here? I think Lamp's my safest swap in here. Yeah. Because I'm like so I live like modest life orb armor cannon on Ferg, so yeah, I'm not surprised it is like basically nothing. This might be a Murkrow swap, but whatever. He probably chose to reverse Trick Room here, which is fine because then he's like wasting time. What is he wide guarding? Like, why would I ever gleam here? I guess I'm not low, so that didn't do anything, but whatever. So not AV. Oh, I guess it's not AV obviously because he just used wide guard. I'm so stupid. Which means Moonblast should just pick up. Okay. I figured he would bring that. This is probably not EV Light then, if it dies to that. This is just Enrage now. Two turns of Trick Room, so he can't. Is Lampy gonna get a KO? No. That would've been funny. Okay, so he's not min speed diving, I guess. Guys, this is my first game 3 of the season. I mean, didn't Lampy get the KO on the big guy last game? So it's 1-1. That's not bad for a 1-point mon that has the same special attack as Clefable. So true. I kind of thought since it was -1 it would KO, but he's probably like EV to live that Shadow Ball, I bet. Yeah, Ask Ketchum's gonna choke like he did in fucking 25 years of the finals. So what do I think? He doesn't seem to have it. No, I haven't seen all the Metagross moves, so he probably does have Brick Break. I think this is the right lead. I think I do want T-Tar. I do want Lamp. I mean, Lugia did get 40 points on Sunday, so we kind of do believe in that team now. That's a second place at a MSS, okay? That Lugia fucking rules. We don't talk about that Thursday night, though. I mean, like, I kind of feel bad when he asked me to trade the Lampet, and I said no, because I'm like, it is, like, kind of for your team, bro. However, we know you're not... let's see. Nah. So if it has a chance to KO with AV, helping hand AV, so that's the same roll if I don't helping hand that. I think I do this. Because he doesn't know that I'm Karago Shadow Ball. Interesting. Okay, well, that's kind of unfortunate. Bye-bye. I mean, spoiler for this week, I am just 252 Modest Life Orb. You know, this weekend was like so fraudulent. I like coin flipped for the 40 points on Lugia, and then I played 4 sets to win the challenge afterwards. Or 4 games, not even 4 sets, because I got a round 1 bye. And then I just 2-0'd Zach and Liam, which is kind of like so stupid. But that's how that works. But on a technicality, Lugia did kind of like get 40 points. And only lost to Zach playing CSR Hearthflame. No, see, like, that's the thing. I don't know what he thought was, like, going on there. Moonblast is a stronger move, right? Yeah. I do like the Lapras Spring because I really was considering Gastrodon like on lead. I don't know if you guys saw me hovering that. And that does punish it super hard, but I don't know. I think Clefable kind of carried here. What do we think it tears into? Steel? Dragon. Oh, bro, I just clicked. Oh, no, Mohammed, no, I'm so sorry. I did just click a fairy move. If I fucking die to this. Okay, Lapras sucks, never mind. Muhammad gets the prize of being the only person to bring me to game 3. I mean, pretend like that's not a bigger prize than just 2-0ing me. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm like, it is like 100 base power move, so I don't really know, but... Am I still taunted? I am. That's unfortunate. Potentially good situation if he kills the Clefable here. I don't know if he's going to. Okay, he does. He's smart. Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Because 252 HP! See, the Ash... I am whatever cup that Ash actually won, not the one he choked. Kalos Cup. I'm Kalos Cup Ash. Not Indigo League, where he fucking shits the bed. Fucking Clefable and Little Lamp popped off today. We love that. That's so cute.